Hey my lovelies, I've been meaning to make this little video for ages. So my channel is generally speaking about affordable perfumes. I do have a few soft spots when it comes to designer perfumes and niche perfumes, but generally speaking, you know, around about 50 quid and under is kind of where my limits are. But when it comes to Diptyque, I am a little bit of a sucker for some of their perfumes. They're generally my kind of perfumes. They often aren't particularly overwhelming. They don't normally smell too synthetic. They're often quite interesting. So I have a few full bottles, like my favourite ever vanilla is Eau Des Sens from Diptyque. And I have Eau Fraiche, I've got Fleur de Peau. And I love Eau Maheli as well. So there's also a few that I like, but I wouldn't necessarily invest in big bottles of. And even the bottles I've got, they were all bought via eBay, partially used. So what I realised when I was looking on eBay for other Diptyque things that I was after, is that Diptyque make the amenity kits, so the wash bags and the flight bags, for Qatar Airways. And these are for the business class and the first class passengers, so they're pretty fancy. And I was kind of looking on Vinted and eBay, and there's a real variety of prices that you're looking at to buy people's unused wash bags. And you can tell if they're used or not because, anyway, I'll show you when I open these. But I got these for around £15. I've actually got another one, but it's in my work bag because it's now the kind of little makeup and amenities bag that I take with me to work. But, so, I mean, this one has a bit of a mark on it, so I got it for super duper cheap. But this is a really lovely little wash bag, so this is what I'll be taking with me when I do some travelling. Let me just unzip it. So yeah, really, really nice little bags. But in this one, I have goodies. Now, I don't use anything on my face other than like Nivea and rose water, and I even make my own sugar scrub. So the actual creams in here I'm not so bothered about, but you can get, and they do have, perfumes. So this is the Qatar Airways thingamajiggy. And as you can see, this is one of their little cards to explain Philosykos, the fragrance that came with one of these amenity bags. But I have 3 in here because I've bought 3 of these bags. So let's have a little look at the goodies I've got in here. So I did get a body lotion, and there you go, face cream. So the face cream, this one's open because this is one of the ones that I'm actually keeping, but normally they have a bit of foil over the top, but these are the ones I've tested, so these are the ones that are staying with me. The face cream is Eau Rose. That's the scent, I think, of their well, I mean, it's definitely rose. I do think it's actually the Eau Rose fragrance. So the face cream is rose, and then the body lotion, the bigger thing here, this is their orange blossom scent. Let's have a sniff. Oh yeah, definitely their orange blossom scent. Both lovely, lovely creams. These will be decent for travel, but as I said, like, these are both probably going to be used more like hand creams for me. This one I could use on my legs and stuff, but I wouldn't use this one on my face because my face is so fussy. But I really like their lip balms that come with these. These are really cool. The lip balm has a kind of sweet fragrance and flavour. Yeah, it's just kind of slightly sweet, which is very nice. But as you can see in here, because I've bought 3 of these, although I've only got 2 of the cards, I feel like I might have forgotten to keep the other one, but I've got a Tam Dao. So I've got 3 10ml pen sprays from Diptyque. So I've got a Tam Dao, I've got an Eau Des Sens, which is the orange blossom, and I've got a Philosykos, all eau de toilettes. So I've also seen Eau Rose, for sure, so you can get those. And I think the one that they've got at the moment is Eau Des Sens. Now, that is a very buttery, tuberosy scent that I can't get along with personally because I really don't like buttery florals. So that one Although, to be honest, out of all the buttery tuberoses I've smelt, that's the nicest one. It's the closest I've ever come to being like, oh, I could wear that. It's that kind of scent that I always get when it's gardenia and tuberose, this like really buttery concoction. But anyway, I think that's the one that they've got in these kits at the moment. But I have these lovely guys. So let me just show you. So these pretty much means that I spent around about £15, maybe a bit more with postage. And I have, these are glass, these beautiful 10ml pen sprays. So I'm going to tell you about what I've got here, because like if you watch my videos a lot, you'll know that this is not necessarily my favourite scent profile, because it is very much orange blossom, it's very lotiony, but as with Diptyque, a lot of the time, even if it's notes that I'm not crazy for, I kind of have a fondness. So the notes in Eau Des Sens Eau de Toilette is orange blossom and bitter orange in the top, juniper berries in the mid, and angelica and patchouli in the base. So it's quite an unusual, while also being a classic orange blossom. It's incredibly green and bitter in the top. So lovely little sprayers. They're so cute, these, and they're so perfect for travel. And this one, it starts off very, very green, like I said, very, very bitter. But then it really turns into a kind of, well, it basically just ends up smelling like this lotion. It really, really turns into the kind of lotion smell that really, really made me think of being on holiday. So although this is not generally my favourite note and it's not my favourite kind of perfume, this is something that instantly made me think of like being on a beach in Spain or something. So this is definitely going to be one that I would take with me, or like, yeah, it's like maybe going to the Greek islands. That's the kind of scent that I get from Eau Des Sens. So I'm very happy to have it. It's a really nice little 10ml pen spray. You can see when they're from Qatar, they have these little stickers on. Although I imagine some people sell these, you know, and take these stickers off so that they look like they're directly from Diptyque. Although I assume they've got the Qatar branding. Yeah, the Qatar branding is everywhere, so you can't really pretend that you don't have that. So then we also have, it's all falling everywhere, Tam Dao. So Tam Dao is one that I just really like. I've liked this perfume for ages. It's a sandalwood perfume, and I am an absolute sucker for sandalwood. You know, Tam Dao though is an interesting one. It's very, very unisex. I mean, to be honest, all of these are unisex. But oh, by the way, when you get these new, they will be wrapped. So they will be wrapped up in a little plastic kind of, what are they, you know, whatever they're called, like a plastic wrap. So you'll know if they've been used or not, basically. Tam Dao, even though this is an eau de toilette, this is an absolute beast on me, like a beast. When I first tried it, I could smell it all day, and yeah, it's very strong. I wouldn't be able to wear this in warmer weather, to be honest. This is an interesting sandalwood. And it has the kind of sandalwood scent that I get in Molecule 04, which is the sandalwood. It's like a synthetic version of sandalwood. And I love that perfume, but I gave it to my husband because I couldn't really smell it on myself, and it smells so good on him. It's like, it smells like a very musky, creamy, sweet sandalwood. And I get that kind of smell from this, but then with this kind of green Christmas tree note in it, because top notes of Tam Dao are Italian cypress, myrtle and rose. Middle notes are sandalwood and cedar. Base notes are Brazilian rosewood, spices, amber and white musk. And you get the spices, you get that myrtle and cypress. I think myrtle is like a lemony scented kind of herbal floral smell. And I mean, it's kind of addictive. This one I think for a lot of people would be too masculine. I'm yet to make my mind up about whether I think this is too masculine for me, and whether this might be something that I do ask my husband to wear. He doesn't really need it if he's got Molecule 04, to be fair. You can put Molecule 04 on and he still smells like it. The whole flat smells like it for days after he wears it. But This is really special. It's very beautiful. Like, I sort of can't believe how strong it gets and how long it lasts, considering it's an eau de toilette. But it's like, this is one of the stronger diptyques that I've come across, and I feel like that's just because there's so many different types of wood in. There's like 3 woods. There's spices. There's like a kind of Christmas tree cypressy smell, like a greenness, and then you've got the amber and the musk. It's got like all of those things in that are going to really hang around on your skin. So I mean, in terms of being good value, this one's incredible. But yeah, Tam Dao is like it's almost got a nuttiness to it. You know what it is? That's what it is. It almost smells like peanuts to me. Like the fresh shells of a peanut. It's got this kind of dry, peanutty smell, which I do think is really beautiful. And I don't mean in like in a gourmand and edible way, but it does smell like if I saw on this list and it said like shells from peanuts, I'd be like, oh yeah, okay, that's what that is. But yeah, it's actually kind of magical. But yeah, it's definitely a bit peanutty. Yeah, or peanut powder or something. And then the reason that I managed to find these in the first place was because I noticed a Philosykos and I realised it said Qatar on it, and I was like, oh, so I've been investigating. Philosykos is one of those perfumes that I don't need a whole bottle of it, but I am kind of fascinated by it, and I do think it's really amazing. So, I mean, it really is magic, Philosykos. I'm not surprised that this is one of their most popular. Also, in a really cool bottle, if you can see. Hopefully you can see. So cool. Lovely fig tree amongst like Roman columns, it looks like. Fabulous. Or it could be like Grecian columns, obviously. Philosykos, absolutely beautiful. Lovely 10ml spray, and these are all glass. So let's have a look at the notes of Philosykos. Like I said, this is a fig perfume. It's a very famous fig perfume. I know that they have an eau de parfum version of this as well. But I think I've smelt them both in store. I like them both. I tend to like all of the diptyques I smell. It's quite rare for me to smell one and actually dislike it. So this just says fig in the top, fig leaf in the mid, and fig tree in the base. But I'm quite sure there's more going on here than that, because I do think the more this dries down, the more it gets a little bit soapy. But at first it is absolutely fig leaf. It's green, it's got a slight tanginess to it, but it's got this earthy, fresh, really, really realistic fig. It's really quite a magical fig perfume. I mean, if you like fig perfumes, then I think probably you're going to love Philosykos, right? And so having a 10ml for about 15 quid, and then obviously getting like the other bits with it, is such good value. I've just clicked on the Eau de Parfum to see if they've got a wider set of notes, because I do wonder sometimes with Diptyque especially, they only give you certain notes. I don't think they give you the full scope. So in the EDP, it's fig leaf and fig, green notes coconut, fig tree, woody notes and cedar. Yeah, oh my goodness. The fig is just incredible. It's so incredible. And again, it just makes me feel like I'm on a Mediterranean holiday. So there you have it. That's my little collection of pen sprays. I probably could still find more. I could find different scents. I know that they've got they have different scents for the men's wash bags and the women's wash bags a lot of the time, even though generally speaking most of these are unisex. They definitely tend to have the more kind of classic cologne-y scents for men. This one is supposed to be for women with the cool kind of more like a clutch bag. And then this one was supposed to be for men. This was the one that I got Tam Dao in. But yeah, I mean, I really think these are fun to look for. Like, I wouldn't pay like loads of money for them unless it's like you really, really want a pen spray. Because the thing is with Diptyque, you can't buy these pen sprays unless I think you get a set of them, and they're quite expensive. So being able to just like pick one you want to try, or like get your favourite in a travel spray, I think is really handy. So yeah, I'd say just have a search on eBay for Qatar Airways amenity kit, and make sure if they're not opened that you can actually search online, and often you can find what's in them. I think that Qatar will announce what's inside their bags every time they have like a new one, and when they change what's in there. So you should be able to find it online, and make sure that you double check if it has been opened, because people often sell the amenity bags but they keep the perfumes. So yeah, just be careful if you're getting them, but if you investigate, if the picture shows the perfume, you're going to get the perfume. And this is, I think, just a really fun and affordable way to wear quite a expensive brand. But yeah, so I hope that this was interesting. I hope it was helpful, and I'm sure you'll see these at some point when it's nicer weather in my what I wore last week. All right, bye guys.